this early part of the summer is a really great time to go thrifting for school supplies and school resources. This is my thrifted book haul. I went around town. I just kind of run to the thrift stores once a month to try and get to one of them. This time I tried during this last month to get to each of them. So I have a Goodwill on my side of town, a Goodwill on the other side of town, and an America's thrift store. I do have 2 used bookstores in town as well, but I did not go to those because I found plenty enough books to keep us busy for a little bit here. So I found a ton. I haven't yet decided if I'm going to do it all right now or if I'm going to make a part 2. I'll decide as I go if I feel like this is getting a little long. And I'm sorry if I start sweating. Our air conditioner is broken, which is really awesome in the South in the summer. But it is what it is, and you do what you can, right? That's why we're thrifty and go to thrift stores. So whenever I go to thrift stores, I beeline it first. Usually I run to the furniture section to see if there are any usable bookshelves that I could use in our room. Excuse my cat. But next I go straight for the games and the books. And other than that, I don't really look around much. So this is all just games and books. So I went into one store, and in a package bundle deal, I found these 2. This one, I'm not sure if we're ever going to use. This is a magnetic Mahjong game. Here it is. It's cool because it's got this little book in it that explains some of the history of the game and the tradition and where it comes from. But it seems, I've tried to look through it. It looks really intense, and it really doesn't look like something my family would play. I guess we'll see. I'm not just going to get rid of it before I look through it a little bit more, but for now, I'm not really sure that's a keeper. What I really went for was this. This is called the USA edition of Borderline. They have a Europe edition as well that I really want, but it's currently out of stock on Amazon, so I'm keeping my eyes open for it. But it's just this game, and I don't know if that makes sense. So you have your cards that have different states on them. Some of them have, this one has the Pacific Ocean, so you have the Pacific and the Atlantic. You also have Canada and Mexico. So there will be a card down, and you have your hand of cards, and you're supposed to lay down a card that borders whatever state is being shown. So we have California. On the back, you're not supposed to show it to the rest of the people. You have a map, and it shows you everything that borders so that you can, you can try to bluff your way through if you don't have something that borders. But the point is to get rid of all the cards in your hands. And it just helps you really learn the states. We played it. My boys thought it was really fun. Their favorite part was trying to bluff, which I didn't really understand because they know that I already know all the states. But they really enjoyed trying, and they really enjoyed trying to catch me because I did a lot of bluffing, because you'll find you don't have a lot of states that border it a lot. So you have to try to be sneaky. So it was really fun. Let's see, we also picked up Some Swamp. So I have played this. This is for my 5-year-old, and it covers addition, subtraction, and then even and odd numbers. So it's perfect for my rising kindergartner who has just learned addition. I actually put a little number strip in it for him so that he can use that to help him visualize it. And he actually really loves this game. He plays it all the time. He's played it multiple times. And my 8-year-old enjoys playing it with him, I think because he can beat him. But my 8-year-old just really likes board games and likes that this is one that the 2 of them can play without any parental help at all. So that's really good. Let's see, we picked up Piktopia, the ultimate picture trivia family game. This is the Star Wars edition. I'd never seen Piktopia before. So if your family's into Star Wars, which ours is, this is a really great game. Basically, you get a card. It has 4 pictures on it, and then you're asked questions about it. For example, which one of these homes is Luke Skywalker's childhood residence? Which 3 of these homes has C-3PO visited? So on and so forth. And then some of the questions you answer collectively, some of the questions you answer on your own. Some of them will ask you things like, who in the group would you most like to fight in a lightsaber battle or something? And you answer questions about your group instead of about the pictures. But it looks pretty fun. We haven't actually gotten to play that one yet, but we really have liked it. These next ones, we also picked up a game called Bionicle. I don't have that down here because my kids play it all the time. It's one of those like really long, complicated games that takes hours to play. It's set up upstairs, so I couldn't bring it down, but that one's really fun, so check that one out. Okay, these next ones are all educational games, and we have not played them yet because I just got them a couple days ago. We have a multiplication and division math bingo. So basically I just call out 8 times 8. They figure out what that is and see if they have the number. Pretty simple. We have a sound it out puzzles for my newly rising kindergartner to do. So there's 12 pictures in here. These work on blends. So this is globe, and he would have to find the GL. And so it fits in, it's self-correcting. Okay, they will not fit in if they don't go there. And then he has to figure out the other sounds that go with it. So this is something that he can do on his own, which I really like. Along the same lines, we got this read to me. So it'll say something like, a goldfish lives in a bowl. So he'll have to read the sentence and then find the picture that matches. Now they give him help. So like this one that says goldfish lives in a bowl, the border of it is orange, meaning it goes with the orange puzzle piece to help him find it. But I like that he has to read the sentence, so he can do this with me and read it out loud to me, or he can work on it on his own as well. This I thought would be fun because I will learn a lot from this. This is Famous Landmarks Bingo. So you get your playing card that has your pictures of different landmarks. Everyone is different. And then the questions that they ask out, it doesn't just say the name, it'll give you clues. So this one for the Washington Monument says, number 1, monument in the shape of an obelisk. 2, stones used on the inside were donated by groups from around the world. 3, it's found in Washington, D.C. Then at the end, so you can choose how hard you want to make it. You can just give clues, 1 or 2 clues. You can name the monument, whatever. But I thought this looked fun because I will learn a lot about famous landmarks as well from doing this. And the last game that we got is called Name That State. Now I know I got 2 U.S. state games. We are not doing U.S. geography this year, but I still think we can play them and go ahead and start learning them. And so this one looks really fun. Let me show you really quick. You get your board. If you can see that, it's got the map of the United States. You spin a spinner and point to a state. Number 15, you have to name the state. So you say Texas. If you get it right, you roll your dice. You get to move that many spots. Sometimes you land on a spot that'll give you an extra question about different states. You can also make it hard by, once you've learned all the states, then having to name the capitals instead of just the state. So it works on both your states and your capitals. And my boys are really excited to try and play that. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. I am going to go, let's see. So I found some picture books. Some of them just fun, some of them will be for school. So this is A Curious Robot from Mars. We had just finished space science at the end of the school year when I went shopping and found this. My son who read it said it's kind of sad. I haven't read it, but I thought he would still enjoy it. Then I found a bunch of Curious George books. We only have one Curious George book in our house, and I love Curious George, so I'm really excited. So we found the original Curious George story. We found Curious George Learns the Alphabet. And then we found a treasury of Curious George that has a bunch of books. It just has a bunch. I'm not going to read them all to you. But it's pretty thick. They're all in really good condition. And I think I got this for about $1. It's pretty exciting. I found Tiki Tiki Tembo. I don't really remember the story, but I remember really enjoying it. So when I saw it, I thought I would just go ahead and grab it to read with my kindergartner and any other of my kids that want to listen in. But even now, I always say like the rhyme, the Tiki Tiki Tembo, no sarembo. I like say it all the time. I don't know why. I just find random times in the day, I just enjoy saying it. So I think that my boys will really enjoy hearing where that comes from. I got What If You Had Animal Teeth. So this is really fun. We have What If You Had an Animal's Nose. I didn't realize this was a series, but basically you'll open it up and so you'll read about vampire bat. It'll give you some information about their teeth. And then it'll tell you if you had a vampire bat front teeth, you wouldn't have to worry about them chipping. Since they lack a hard enamel coat, the edges would wear away easily and always stay sharp. And it just does that for multiple different animals. So that's fun. Then I got Late for School. This one just looks fun. I think my boys will enjoy it. It's just about a boy who is late for school and he's coming up with all these excuses to tell his teacher. And of course they are like really crazy excuses. Like he gets swallowed by a whale. So this is him inside a whale's stomach and how he climbs out through the spout. And then he gets caught by King Kong. We've got a dinosaur skeleton comes. So he just has all these reasons for why he is late for school, and our family is late for everything. So maybe this will give us good ideas for excuses. Okay, so now we get into some of the educational picture books. I got Mouse Paint because my son is starting kindergarten, my third son, and he needs to learn color mixing. You know, obviously he knows his colors, but we will need to be learning color mixing, and Mouse Paint's just a really cute story about it. We will be covering, starting our history for the year for my older boys in ancient Egypt. So I found Mummies, Pyramids, and Pharaohs, a book about ancient Egypt. And it just gives us information, but it's in a pretty condensed form so that it doesn't get too wordy. So I thought this would be good to either have around or read. We will also be in kind of Renaissance, medieval times. So I got a Where's Waldo Fun Fact Fighting Knights book. And so this just teaches about what it was like to be a knight. And then at the end, it gives you a big Where's Waldo knight finding book with lots of different things to find. You know how Where's Waldo works. So that is for then. I also found Favorite Medieval Tales. And so this has all sorts of stories in it. This has The Sword and the Stone, this has some Robin Hood, this has some Sir Gawain, this has some Beowulf. So we will definitely read some of the tales of the medieval times for this. For science, partway into the year we will be on marine biology. So I found 2 books about manatees. So we had Manatee on the Move, which has some real pictures in it. as well as drawn pictures. It's a true story. And then Mary Manatee. We actually have a story written in this same series that's about a dolphin. I don't remember what it's called, but we already own that one, so this will be fun because it'll go with that one. And it's just a little story about a manatee, and I'm pretty sure it's a true story, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. And then I got sea creatures, over 100 questions and answers about things you want to know. So this is just kind of your regular reference book, but something for them to look through and pick out an animal and teach me about it. And then lastly, we will be doing some American history this year. We will be doing some Revolutionary War. So I found this book, Everything You Need to Know About American History. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there. This is getting a little bit long. We're just going to stop, and then I will film a second half that I will upload the next day. So, go out thrifting. You find some wonderful things. You never know. The summer is a great time because people are just wrapping up their homeschool. I feel like this last year there might have been a lot of new homeschoolers who are now sending their kids back to public school now that things have died down a little bit. And so people will be offloading stuff they bought for this last year, as well as teachers getting rid of materials they ended up not using or not needing. So this early part of the summer is a really great time to go thrifting for school supplies and school resources. So, happy hunting!